Another week and another round of Monday with the Mayor, and we've returned to Huntingburg. Denny Spinner with us again.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Have a good Christmas?
Very good. Very blessed. Had lots of family and friends around, so it was, as always, a hectic time, but a very enjoyable one.
I'll be having my Christmas this week.
Good luck.
Absolutely. I know. I'll need the good luck. All the in-laws.
Right.
Anyway, moving on now. A lot of projects going on in this city. You want to talk about, though, again, Stellar.
Right. I think one of the things that we was accomplished in our last council meeting, the last meeting of the year about a week ago, was the council approved an agreement to enter into some work with the design firm of Taylor Siefker Williams to really start the first significant public input process for two very, very visible projects, and that would be the restoration work on 4th Street and the design of the complete 4th and Market Street Park. Very clearly, we've stated all along that the reason why we were so successful in our Stellar application is because we had tremendous public input and community support. And we want to continue that trend as we start planning for those two very, very visible projects that are part of our community. They'll be the heart of our community. There were a lot of questions about the concepts that we put out there as part of our Stellar application. And what those were, Bradford, is really, that's what they were. They were concepts. There's not a final design, a set in stone package at this point about either of these projects. So with our contract with the design firm that we're working with, they will take that concept and move towards a final design that will then go to the state for bidding as we get those ideas together. And while there are two separate tasks, two separate projects, we feel they must work in tandem because they do touch each other. 4th Street is going to be funded from one state source, the Department of Transportation. The Market Street Park will be funded by the Office of Community and Rural Affairs, but the look and feel that we want in both those, they have to be coordinated. So what this group will be doing beginning in January is they'll be creating a lot of opportunities for public input to be coming in to get us to a point where we know what we want before we ask the state for the money to do those projects. For example, there'll be kickoff meetings. The subcommittees that have been working as part of Stellar will meet with the group and start developing ideas, and then their job will be to continue to communicate that out to the public. They will work tandemly, but a little bit differently, because with the 4th Street project, we want to get direct input from all the business owners, from all the property owners that are affected along 4th Street. Their voice has to be heard very clearly. So there will be opportunities for all those stakeholders to meet and create their input. Same thing with the Market Street Park. But then we'll move into a public phase where there will be public meetings, where input will be received, ideas will be presented, and a lot of those final ideas will be based on what we hear and what our budget is. So while these concepts that we put out there a year ago were very nice and gave us a way to kind of think broadly about what 4th Street and Market Street Parks will look like, this process over the next 6 months will clearly define that and get us to the point where we can go to the state and start seeking the funding that we need to make those projects happen.
And, of course, reshaping the future, it's also a big balancing act.
Right. We want to make sure, there's a lot of questions out there. There's a lot of questions that we still have. What's the effect going to be on the business on 4th Street when all this is taking place? What's the most effective time? What's the best time of year to do this so that we do have a minimum amount of impact? So there's a lot of things that we need to know and we want to hear from the public about before we make those decisions. So it is a transformational time, but it's also, I think it's a time of great excitement. Everybody realizes there's going to be some moments of pain as we go through this process, but I hope that we can communicate very clearly with all those who want to be involved that they will have a chance to have their voice heard. Decisions will be made, and we'll move forward with public input all the way along.
And, of course, excitement and enthusiasm being the themes now as we look at 2015. You guys had the great 2014.
It was a pretty amazing year for our community, and I think it's the start of a lot of momentum. And, of course, the Stellar designation in August was probably the highlight of the year, which we have been riding the crest of that and really getting to work on it. But it was a good year for Huntingburg beyond that. and it has set the stage for some very significant work to be done in the next few years. The Stellar projects, of course, come to the top, but there's other issues that we must look at, and a lot of them have to do with making sure, from the city's standpoint, that we have the things in place that will promote growth, economic development in our community. And our responsibility as the city are those things such as infrastructures that we want to make sure are solid. We know we have the water line project as part of Stellar, but there's also wastewater projects that need to be done to improve our capacities with the wastewater plant. There's electricity issues that we need to address. We're continuing to work on more and more underground installations to provide us with a much more reliable electric system throughout the city. And I know that our superintendents of all our departments are looking at things to continue making those small improvements that make a huge difference as people begin to see what Huntingburg has to offer. I think one of the things that we with Stellar, we tend to focus completely on projects, and they need to be focused on. But what Stellar has done for us as well is it's made Huntingburg part of the conversation around the southwestern Indiana and across the whole state. And we want to take this opportunity to leverage these ideas, these opportunities, where people are now looking at Huntingburg and Du Bois County and saying, what can we do to make sure that we put our best foot forward during this unique time? So everything that we're going to be doing, while it's not directly related to Stellar, the Stellar opportunity is giving us chances to really do additional things beyond that designation.
And as we wrap up here, obviously you sought out several communities who won the Stellar honor before, but
right.
How are they helping you now?
They are helping us in great ways. I've had regular conversations with Mayor Hurst at Princeton. He's the closest one to us. He's the 35 miles down the road. And we share a lot of this. Our communities are very similar in size and in demographics. So Mayor Hurst has been just a great resource for me to just bounce ideas off of, just understanding the process and getting things going well. So Mayor Hurst has done a great job in being a sounding board for me. The mayor of Delphi and the mayor of Bedford, we've had regular conversations as well. And I think that's kind of a community that does help each other out, because it's new for everyone. And I can't say enough about how other mayors and other communities have continued to help us as we make these plans.
Absolutely. Well, Happy New Year to you and yours.
Happy New Year to you. I hope everyone has a great 2015 and look forward to another exciting year.
Absolutely. That's been Monday with the Mayor. Happy New Year to everyone out there. We're back after this.